Uh, hey guys. I got a lot of manga, and it's been a minute since I made one of these. So let's talk about some manga. Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you all are having an amazing day. It's been a minute since we've had another manga haul. I can't remember when. I think it was like June or something like that. So it's been 6 months, pretty much. And now I'm not gonna go over everything I bought in the past 6 months, because that's a lot. But I just want to go over some of the big stuff I bought just the past couple months, like the past 2-ish, 3 months. So like pretty much the Q4 of 2025, I guess pretty much is what I want to talk about, all the manga I've bought then. But it's a big one, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of amazing stuff I've been waiting a long time for, and some very special stuff that I'm going to show you guys in a second. But before I start this video, according to YouTube, I think it's like 75-80% of you guys that watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more, please scroll down, hit that sub button for me. Thank you all so much. The like button will suffice just as much. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into the video. Now, yes, I know the past 2 videos haven't been really much about manga. I did a comic book video, my last upload, which you guys can go watch up here. It didn't do too well, but I mean, I don't really do it for the views. I do it because I want to talk about comics, right? And then one was the pretty much the resurface of me, I guess, because I moved. Not moved houses, I moved rooms. I actually got somebody with that. They thought I actually moved. They DM'd me saying like, yo, you fucking moved? I'm like, dumbass, did you watch the video? But I digress. We're back to our regularly programmed videos, and yeah, hopefully I want to talk about some of the newer stuff that we're gonna get in 2026 as well. A lot of amazing stuff I'm absolutely excited for that I want to put on y'all's radars. But without further ado, let's get into it. I don't want to take up too much of my time and y'all's time. Also, I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you guys celebrate. Happy holidays. I hope you all have an amazing Christmas, New Year's, holidays, like I said, whatever you celebrate. Let's get into it. First, I think we're going to start off with the smaller stuff, just like the 1 or 2, 3 volume series I got. And then we'll move on to the bigger stuff, you know, the stuff I bought, 8, 10, 15 volumes of over the past couple months. Let's start with that. Alrighty, so first I want to talk about a series that is well renowned in the manga community, that everyone and their mother knows about, that you know about, that I know about, for being extremely fucking out of print and very expensive, and they just came out with a hardcover collector's edition, and that is Mushishi. I don't know if you guys can see it if I put it on the desk, hopefully, but I'll show some B-roll of it as I talk about it. But Mushishi is just that series that everyone who's deep enough into the manga scene knows how unbelievably hard it is to find volume 1. I think it's like $1,000 volume or something like that. It is extremely expensive, and I don't think I know anyone that actually has it, but we now finally have these collector's editions, and I have to say, these are fucking beautiful releases. Kodansha, you knocked it out of the park with this. This is absolutely stunning. I love the cover. The spine is gorgeous. I love the art for the cover. I think everything about this is amazing. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I never read or watched Mushishi before this, and I honestly, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Do I think it's phenomenal? No, but I do think it is such an interesting drama slice of life, kind of, where, everyone has issues, and a lot of it's kind of grim and, not so happy-go-lucky. That's why I say kind of slice of life drama, because it can get pretty dark. He's a mushishi, and he goes around solving people's mushi problems, which are like organic organisms that live on a different plane on Earth, but they're I can't explain it, but so far it is really good. I didn't like how it just kicked off right off the bat. Like, we just immediately got into it, and but I do like how we're learning more about the the universe and the mushi that live along with all these other characters that are learning about it as well. So I do like that part. The art's amazing. There are some absolutely stunning color pages in here. Let's see if I can find some, but it is absolutely stunning. The art's amazing. The physical edition, like I said, is amazing, but not only that, the paper quality is phenomenal. And you wanna know what's fucking crazy? This is $40. For a hardcover of this quality is $40. Now, you may say that sounds crazy, but the City Hunter paperbacks from, was it Kana? They're garbage. I'm sorry. They're flimsy. The paper quality is garbage. The slipcover can rip if you just fucking breathe on it wrong, and the seal on it's garbage. I'm sorry, I don't like them. I'm not buying them. And those are $42. The JoJo hardcovers are $36. And you think you can release a poorly printed paperback for 42 Canadian dollars? I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And this for $40 at the time just seems like such a good price, and I do still think it is a good price. I digress, I don't want to get too far into it, but this is an amazing series. I'm very excited. I think there's only going to be 3 deluxe editions or collector's editions, which, I mean, I'm down for, but I don't think they're going to come out very often. I think we're going to get them like once every 6 months, which I don't know why, because Mushishi is long over, and there's absolutely no reason why they're going to take this long, but I guess they want to prolong the inevitable, I guess, but that's stupid. I just want more, and I want to display these on my shelves because they are gorgeous. I believe either volume 2 or 3 is like a purple, which, I love purple. So on a shelf, I think it's going to look gorgeous, but I think all around, I can't complain too much about this series. I think it's amazing. Next is a series you guys have heard me complain about, and that is Magical Girls Inc. Now, I didn't pick this up for a while. I ended up getting like 7, 8, and 9 in a stack because I didn't buy it for like 6 months because, like I said, it's like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. I think it does everything decent, but it doesn't do one thing really well. But I think Volume 10 might actually turn it around for me. They did a really nice cliffhanger at the end of Volume 9, and they did a really nice time skip where they kind of flipped everything on its head, and I think I really did enjoy that. So I think I'm back in it. And I think I'm going to enjoy this. If you guys are iffy about it, if you want just something really chill, like a super classic shonen that doesn't really do anything amazing, but it just, you know, it's just a nice simple read, definitely go check it out. I am going to pick it up from now on because I do think the concept to what they're doing currently is quite good. Next, we have Chojin X Volume 10. I picked this up whenever a new volume comes out because this series is awesome. Currently, they're on a big raid arc in this series. Have I read Volume 10 yet? I believe I have. Yes, I have. Okay. This series is gas. It is a dark comedy or a dark humor kind of action manga. I wouldn't say it's like humor. He did definitely not know what he was doing in Volume 1, but I think he has this nice mix of dark humor with the super gritty and like kind of dark universe we're in, and the really messed up, you know, lore to this world is super interesting. But I think he found a nice mix. Suishida, I think, had to get his stride a little bit, but once he gets on, bro, he gets on. He knows what he's doing. But I digress. This series is fantastic. The covers are phenomenal. I think once the series, I think, what is it, Volume 15 we're on in Japanese right now, or maybe even 17, is the covers are phenomenal. So I'm very excited to continue this series. Sadly, we get these like once every 6 months again, or like once every 4 months, which sucks because I think the series is phenomenal. And I can't say enough good things about this series. It is amazing. Definitely go check it out if you're looking for a gritty, dark fantasy-esque, not really fantasy, I guess sci-fi is what I'm looking for, and definitely go read this. Now, on the complete opposite spectrum of Chojin X, we have Hirayasumi Volume 7. This series, I've been saying it ever since Volume 1, this is a phenomenal slice of life manga that tackles, you know, what it feels like to grow up as an adult, and, you know, trying to find yourself as just a human being, you know, not really about relationships and all that, but just finding out your purpose in life. It kind of feels like Silver Spoon, but on kind of a lower level. Like, it's not too deep into like the psyche of characters and all that, but it definitely does show a lot of what kind of like the mental stuff a lot of these characters go through, you know, as growing up into adults, you know, getting into college, you know, finding your stride and what you really want to achieve in your life, and, you know, living with no regrets and all that. And I think this manga does all that phenomenally well. It's fantastic. I love this. Again, it's another series that comes out once every 6 months, which pisses me off. But this series is fantastic. If you guys have yet to go read this, do yourself a favor. There's 7 volumes out. You can probably get them on sale on Amazon because it is that time of year. Do yourself a favor and go read this series, please. The next series I want to talk about, I'll save the bigger one for last, is a one-shot that I've been personally very excited for, and that is Made to Skate. Now, my one review of this series is, give me 12 more volumes of this and a 1-season anime fucking stat. This series is fantastic. I'm so sad it's only one volume because I feel like we could get so much out of this series, and it's such a cool concept of a more, I guess, not medieval, but like, yeah, no, I guess it is kind of just a modern day Japan, but like the atmosphere is very like old Japanese, you know, you see an isekai and stuff like that. There's no technology or anything like that, but there are skateboards apparently. So, I mean, that's why I'm like, it feels kind of like medieval in a sense, but like it throws me for a loop because they're skateboards or like very modern skateboards. I love this. I love the characters. I love the unique setting where like maids are seen as like these goddesses of skateboarding. All right, last for our little pile here, we have a series I picked up at the thrift store. Now, do I know anything about it? No. But did I find out it's out of print on Instagram, or not Instagram, Amazon and all that? Yes. So did I pick this up for $5 a volume? Yes. Am I gonna read it? Yeah, probably. Do I know anything about it? No. And that is Shaman Warriors. They had volume 1 to 5 at my local thrift store, and I saw it was printed by Dark Horse, but it's a Dark Horse manhwa, which I thought was cool, and I think it's from the early 2000s. If I could be wrong. Yeah, 2006, 2007. This is old. This is about almost 20 years old. And it's a series, like I said, I know nothing about it. I found it at the thrift store for a good price, so I picked it up. Can't say too much about it, but all I know is that these spines are amazing. These covers are fucking insane. I know I just showed them, but I'm gonna show them again. These are crazy nice covers. I'm probably gonna show some B-roll, but these are insanely nice covers, and I'm excited to read it. Volume 4 probably has my favorite cover. This cover's gas, and I believe, at least I just found out in Volume 5, that each cover has like a really nice piece of printed colored art on the inside of it, which I think is awesome. And what I know is that, like I said, the art's insane. It's like a samurai manga or manhwa, I guess, and it reads like a comic book. So, I mean, I'm down for it. I can't say too much about it because I don't know anything about it, but all I know is that this shit looks gas. So I'm gonna read it. I'm definitely gonna read it, and I'll get back to you guys once I do. So next, I want to talk about one series in specific that might become my new favorite. I don't know if you guys can see it here, but I have a whole stack of one series. This is from volume 1 to up to date, which is volume 13. And that is, you guys are gonna know it, I fucking adore this series so much, and that is Flying Witch. Oh shit. I have volume 1 to 13 of Flying Witch. I ended up getting volume like 1 to 3 or like 1 to 6 one day, binged all of it in one sitting, and just ended up buying the rest of it. And I do not regret a single thing about buying this series. I think this is going to enter my top 5 of my favorite manga currently. The slice of life aspects is phenomenal. I love the kind of slice of life witch feeling to this. For those that don't know, obviously, Flying Witch, you could tell it's kind of a fantasy, I guess, where like a world where just where witches kind of just hang out. There's no shonen aspects to it. It's to a part where like witches are just a part of everyday life. Not everyone knows about them, but where witches kind of just live like normal people while studying some magic and going to witch school, I think, and some other stuff, and meeting a bunch of these witch characters. I think it's such a cool dynamic between, like, you know, rural, like everyday Japan to like this fantasy witch setting. I think it's awesome, and I think it does that mix so well. This series just scratches that itch I've been waiting for a long time, and now that I've binged it all, I'm missing it so much. Sadly, it's a series that comes out once a year. We get like, I think it's a monthly manga online, which sucks because, like I said, I love this shit. This shit's amazing. The characters, the art is amazing. I love the art in this series. It's such an easily digestible series, and one I will forever talk about now, because this is gonna enter my top 5 as my favorite manga of all time. This series is fantastic. If you guys have yet to go read it, do yourself a favor. These are $10.95 American dollars. These are 12 Canadian dollars. Nowadays, Viz volumes are 15, 16 Canadian dollars. So getting these, vertical volumes for just 12 bucks a piece, I couldn't say no. This series is fantastic. Do yourself a favor. Go read it, please. This series is fantastic. The characters are amazing. I love, like I said, the dynamic And you guys know I'm a sucker for slice of life. So when I started reading this, I knew I was going to fall in love with it. And that's exactly what happened. Now, sadly, we have one final volume for a series I have loved to bits. And that is finally over. That is The Fable. This is the final Fable omnibus. I've been following it ever since Volume 1 came out, and I'm gonna be honest, after reading Volume 9, I ended up binging the last 4 volumes online, because I couldn't wait. So I ended up fully reading this about a couple months ago, but obviously I'm gonna pick up the final volume. And this series, oh my god, is this series amazing. It ended on such a good note. It ended so sweetly. It was so sweet. I think this series is one of the best comedies I've ever read because, I mean, this is kind of action heavy and some of it can get kind of dark. There is like some kind of prostitution stuff, some like blackmail stuff goes on. Like a lot of some weird stuff can happen, but a lot of it's pretty tame. But I find this first and foremost a comedy. This shit is hilarious. This shit is absolutely hilarious. I find every aspect about this so funny. I loved the deadpan, dry humor of the main character and the kind of outlandish, drunk personality as his companion, I guess. Or I guess in my head, she's his sister, but obviously they're not related because that's the story they set up in the manga, is that they're brother and sister. So, you know, you kind of just go along with it as the volumes go by. So then you end up just seeing them as brother and sister because they have such a a sibling banter, which I find awesome. But all around, I find this manga so good. If you guys have yet to go pick this up, do yourself a favor. It's only 11 volumes and it is one of the best comedies I've ever read. It is fan-fucking-tastic. Now, the last kind of special volume I want to talk about is something very special that I've been waiting for ever since it got released in Japan and ended up getting announced in English, and that is Atsushi Okubo's Soul Eater art book. Now, yes, I know this came out a while ago, but I didn't get around to buying it until now, and I gotta say, this art book, while I do think is they kind of cheap out a little bit with like just putting the perfect edition cover art in here, which I think is kind of cheap. They put like just random Soul Eater not covers in here and like the regular standard single edition covers in here. So I do think that is kind of cheap, the way they kind of just use up that space for, you know, art you could just buy. But everything else about this is fantastic. We get some collab art in here. I'll show some B-roll of that. My favorite art piece by Okubo is in this series. I didn't notice it until I actually looked through it, but there is a Monster Hunter x Okubo art piece in here that it's by far my favorite Okubo art piece, period. It is such a colorful and beautiful piece of art. You got, I can't remember his name. It starts with an M. I don't know why I can't remember that monster's name. For those that don't know, I'm a big Monster Hunter nut. At least now I am. Monster Hunter Wilds got me into that shit. I haven't played since Title Update 2 dropped. And I know Title Update 4 just came out, so I need to get back into that shit. But I digress. Soul Eater art book is fantastic. I love the way they printed this. It's a super nice hardcover, and yes, it is kind of wide. Just punched the fuck out of my mic. My fault, y'all. Just punched the fuck out of my mic. It is wide, but it is printed in a way where the spine can kind of just sit on a shelf upright, and it still looks like a regular art book, which I think, it stands up like a regular, you know, book would. So I'm quite happy with this. I think this was about 50-60 Canadian dollars. So it was a hefty price to pay, but it's been something I wanted for a very long time. So I'm excited. Alrighty, next we have one of the most popular battle manga in existence, one of the most popular tournament style mangas, one of the most popular, I guess, one of the most critically acclaimed mangas out there that's been going ever since the 80s, I think, or 90s. And that is Baki the Grappler. Now, Kodama, I said this in my tour video. If by all means you're watching this video, you did a phenomenal job on printing English Baki. I think so. These are very, very, very similar to the French perfect editions. And I gotta say, those look phenomenal. So these look phenomenal. And yes, every volume I have is the first print kind of special edition ones where they have like a nice gloss on the spine and on the cover. But even more special, obviously, I think, was it 5 and 6 are the newest in English. 5 and 6 just came out the other week. I already have volume 7 and 8. Now, no, Kodama didn't send this to me, although I wish they did. Kodama, if you want to send me stuff, hit me up. You know, I got my Instagram handle down below if you want to follow me and hit me up. But I got super lucky. I'm not gonna rat out the plug that got me this early. It's nothing serious. I got it at like Indigo just stocked it early. Like very early, like a month and a half early. I ordered these end of November, and these don't come out until January 1st. So I just got them the other day. So I technically got them a month early. But still, for a series that comes out twice a month, they get 2 volumes a month. This is insanely early. I've already read this. I've already read these 2, obviously, because I love Baki so much, and this series is phenomenal. It is batshit insane. I'm waiting for the even more insane shit to happen, because, I mean, this series is fantastic. It's kind of more grounded now to, I think, how it's gonna be in the future from what I hear online and all that, but I digress. This series is fantastic. The way it looks on the shelf is, God, it is stunning. It is genuinely probably like one of the best printed mangas of all time. I think the paper quality is phenomenal. I think the slip covers are amazing. And also, to go on price, right? Like I said, those shit Kana, you know, City Hunter prints are $42. These are 26 Canadian dollars. I'm sorry, Kana. Kodama shits on you. I spit on you. That's the kind of shit they do to you. They are shaming the fuck out of you both with their print quality and their prices. How dare you charge $42 for something Kodama charges $26? You think that's a good price to pay for a shit print, a fucking physical edition? That's disgusting. I'm sorry, I'm getting very heated because I was excited for City Hunter, but seeing the print quality and the price, I just can't. I can't. As good as the series may be, I can't spend $42 on a single volume that you can spend $26 to get this. Like, are you kidding me? I hope you do better, but you're kind of getting shit on by all these new publishers. And but I digress. I'm done hating. I'm gonna start loving. Baki the Grappler is a phenomenal series. I'm very excited to read. It's been 4 months. This series started 4 months ago, and we already have 8 volumes. You know how crazy that is? If this was a regular released series like Viz, this was what we would have. This is all we would have if this was a regularly printed manga with a regular print schedule. This is all that we would have in 4 months, but we have all of this content in 4 months. That's amazing, and it still doesn't feel like enough. And it still doesn't feel like enough. Oh man, this series is so good. Again, phenomenal series. I'm very excited to dive deeper into. I don't know how long part 1 is of Baki, but I think we're gonna be done sooner rather than later. So yeah, I'm very, very, very excited to read more, and I'm very excited for the newer stuff, because honestly, Baki in this series is unrecognizable to current Baki and all those other characters. But again, I digress. I don't want to talk about it too much. Let's move on to some of the more... actually, I got 2 more series to talk about before I move on to the super special stuff. Now, I have some discrepancies with this release, and that is Blood Blockade Battlefront. Now, for those that don't know, the English releases for this series, again, are insanely out of print and insanely hard to find. So, Dark Horse decided to create an omnibus. And Dark Horse, what the fuck were you thinking? This is one of the worst physical edition prints I've ever seen. You guys decided to take the size of a Japanese volume and 20x it. And I'm gonna be honest, reading this is a fucking nightmare. It's awful. When you get to the middle, you can barely even read the inside text. Like, you see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. I can't even read it. It's so in there. It's awful. And they decided to just, you know, take a regular, like, vertical sized volume where it's thinner and smaller, and decided to triple its volume and do nothing else about the size. It's really, really, really bad. Like, there's a triple spread. Like, you can't even appreciate triple spreads because it bends in so much. Like, this is awful. I bought it because it's Kekai Sensen. I have all of the series in Japanese, so I wanted to show my my love and appreciation for the series because I do love this series so much. The anime is one of my favorite animes of all time. But Dark Horse, come on, man. How did you sully such an easy thing to print? Like, you're the creators of the Berserk Deluxe Editions, the Trigun Deluxe Editions, the Hellsing Deluxe Editions, and you print this horse shit? Come on. Like, it's awful how hard it is to read this thing. And now, yes, the spine looks amazing, and I'm very excited to get more, but, like, come on, dude, you could do so much better than this. Like, it's so sad. Like, here, hold on. How can you appreciate this kind of art when it looks like this? Like, you know, I'd have to rip the pages to read it, and I'm not doing that. I'm not destroying my spine to read it. Like, that's horrible, and I literally have to pull it. I'm not ripping this book. That's awful, disgusting. I hate it. I love Kekkai Sensen, though. It's a phenomenal series. If you guys haven't watched the anime, go watch the anime. Now, lastly, we have a 4-volume series of a random pickup I decided to pick up because my buddy, Jake the Pog, obviously, you know, the homie, he personally really likes this series, and I decided to give it a shot, and I gotta say, this shit is gas, and that is The Bugle Call, Songs of War. I have volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is the newest one. I got it a tad early, only a couple days early. But still, this series is absolutely fantastic. It is a medieval, I guess, sci-fi or fantasy manga where I can't remember the name of the type of species these people are, but they're a kind of people where they grow like kind of tree trunk horns out of their heads, or like in different shapes and sizes, and they all have special powers that they get enlisted into the military through, you know, really lousy and cunning and just kind of shitty tactics that, you know, aren't really all that pretty, but seeing the character dynamics between all of these different characters and all their different powers is amazing. I think it's such a unique dynamic, and having so different characters be there for so different reasons, I think adds to that dynamic. And I think my favorite character, you should, like, anyone that reads the series, I mean, Zoe's my favorite character. I feel bad about her story, but I love how innocent she is, and how unbelievably overpowered she is. So for those unaware about Zoe, I guess just a little backstory. She has this superpower where she is incredibly strong. Like, she is a force to be reckoned. She is the size of a 10,000 person army in one person, right? But it comes with a drawback. Whenever she uses her power too much, she can end up falling into a coma, because I guess it sucks on her her energy, or her, I guess, a life force in a sense. And she ended up using it way too much when she was like 9 years old, and she woke up 20 years later or 15 years later. So she's the mind of a 9-year-old but the body of a 23-year-old, which, I mean, you know, it's like predators are going to be all over that shit. But I find the dynamic between her and Luca, the main character, so sweet. Zoe sees Luca as kind of like a parental figure, like a mother figure or father figure. So she looks to her a lot, and I find that so sweet, and how endearing Luca is towards her and her innocence. I think that I find that very, very, very sweet, and how, you know, Luca takes into consideration, you know, that she doesn't really have much life experience, so he doesn't want to dump her into every battlefield and kind of just waste her life. And I find that really, really, really wholesome and sweet, but also, you know, there are times they do need to make sacrifices, and Zoe's willing to make those sacrifices because it's Luca, and I guess Zoe respects and loves Luca enough to do it for him. But I digress. The recent arc was amazing. The Looking Glass arc I thought was amazing. The art's killer in this series. I mean, this series is fantastic. I'm very excited to read more. But moving on to the special stuff. I don't want to pull it out because I completely forgot to grab it from my shelves, and I don't want to stand up and walk over there. But I did get, I'll put them up on screen now. I got volume 1 to 4 of Steel Ball Run hardcovers. I don't know why I forgot to grab them. Y'all know I'm a JoJo's nut. I'm a part 7 nut. I got fucking 3 massive JoJo posters. As you guys know, if you're new to this channel, I am a huge JoJo geek. I have a huge JoJo poster on top of my computer setup, and I have like 7 JoJo posters above my bed. I'll see if I can show photos of it now, but I am a huge JoJo geek, so obviously when part 7 started to get printed, I bought it immediately, and I've been buying it ever since it's been coming out. I believe there's gonna be, I think it's gonna be longer than part 2. Because in Japanese, there are 24 volumes. And if these are 2-in-1s, they're going to be about 12 volumes. So, and actually, I believe part 3's, how long is part 3? Like 9, 10 volumes, I think, or something like that. So yeah, it is definitely going to be longer. Part 8 is going to be the longest. That's going to be 13 or 14 volumes. If we ever get that in English, I hope we do, because I'm not going to lie, as much as I love part 7, part 8, personally, when it comes to, you know, characters, art, and covers, and character dynamics, references, I think part 8's definitely my #1 favorite JoJo's art. I know it's like, oh, everyone reveres part 7 is the best. For me, it's part 8. Part 9 so far has been fucking amazing. It's a fantastic series. I can't wait to read more. Araki, stop taking 6-month breaks, bro. Please. I'm begging you. I'm starving with just 1 chapter a month, bro. Please. But I digress. Still well run, obviously. I'm going to read it in due time. I'm not too keen on it. Because, you know, I've already read it. And I find it harder to understand Araki's art when it's black and white sometimes. I read part 7 and 8 in color, so that's just what I'm used to, but I digress. Let's move on to the super duper Omega special stuff. We have 2 massive Japanese series. Now, I'm going to try to pull this up without spoiling it, because I want to talk about it. Okay, 1 stack, 2 stacks. Shit. Oh, you guys can probably see it. I got 37 volumes of Air Gear, bitches. I got this shit, I think, like 2 or 3 months ago. And because I read it, I really wanted to read it, and I really wanted to own it because, again, it's just like Mushishi and all that other stuff. It is insanely expensive in English and unbelievably hard to find. So I decided, I got the entire set for 150 Canadian dollars, and that comes out to a volume. I can't do the math. Plus I paid $20 worth of import fees, which I mean is nothing compared to what I used to pay. So I'll happily pay 20 bucks for this. But I mean, bro, if you guys haven't read Air Gear, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Obviously, if you guys don't know, this is by Ogreat, the person that did Bakemonogatari manga. Obviously, no, it's not an Initiation, but it is Ogreat, one of the best artists, I'd say, of all time, and a phenomenal artist. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I got really used to the early Air Gear art. It's very shonenized, and it's very like early 2000s. But as the series goes on, you go from this to this. It is such a drastic art change between like volume 1 and even just the mid-20s. It is an insane art change between volumes, and I love it. I remember browsing through some of the later volumes and being like, this is Air Gear, right? It looks so drastically different to what I've currently read. I've read, I think, 15 or 16 volumes, I think, of Air Gear, which, by the way, phenomenal series. The series is insanely good. If you want like a super fit, like sci-fi sports manga. Yes, I'm gonna call this sports for now because it is about rollerblading. With air quotes, very loose, you know. People fly with this shit, they soar through the air, you know, and all that shit, which I mean is super cool, which I love a lot. It's such a unique dynamic that I don't think we've seen in manga in a very long time. We need more shonen manga like this, which I think we are gonna get with series like Ultimate Nexus, Kyoshi, and Undercover Ninja and all that, which I do want to talk about in the future. But this series is fantastic. Like I said, I got all these for a dirt cheap price per volume. So I was happy to cough up the cash to... I've bought a couple series from this guy on eBay, so I trust him, and he's very quick. I think from payment to arrival, it took no less than 5 business days, all the way from Japan. So I'm unbelievably happy with my experience with them. I'm not going to show you guys because I'm going to gatekeep. I'm playing. I can't remember his name. But this series is phenomenal. Now, let's move on to the final series I got for this video. I can't talk too much about Ogreat or Air Gear because I don't know too much about it and I don't really know what to say about it. It's just a fantastic, phenomenal series that I think if you're big on early 2000s, like early 2010s art, or just anime in general. There's an anime for Air Gear, so you can't go watch that, but definitely go read the manga. It is a spectacle. It is fantastic. I don't know where to put this. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna put this away and then I'll pull out the next series. Okay, this is the last batch. Now, this may look crazy, but I got this series again for about 135 Canadian dollars, so which is about $5 a volume. I got 24 volumes of this series. Sorry, 27. So I got it for $5 a volume, and I'm very excited because I recently just finished this manga and on to the continuation, the sequel to this series, and I'm loving it as much as I did this one, and that is Kengan Ashura. For those unaware, this is kind of on the scale of Baki, where, I mean, it's not as renowned as Baki, but it is still a staple of tournament and shonen, or just all-around mixed martial arts manga. This series is insanely good. This series is absolutely fantastic. Not only that, these covers are absolutely gorgeous. These are phenomenal covers. This series I binged in like a week. It was so good. It's such an easily digestible series, but it's so gritty, very impactful. The ending, legit. Now, the ending doesn't mean much to me anymore, considering Kengan Omega, but the ending legit made my heart drop. I got depressed for a little bit after the ending, but Kengan Omega redeemed it. But if you know, you know. If you've read Kengan Ashura and Omega, you know what I'm talking about. But this series is absolutely fantastic. Some of my favorite characters. I love their on-the-field dynamic and their off-field dynamic. It's pretty campy, where it's like, oh, everyone that's fighting ends up becoming friends, right? So it's you can kind of see it coming, but I love the dynamics between the characters, where like on the field they're so like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I'm gonna rip your arms off, I'm gonna puncture your heart. I love it. It's fantastic. And then you have off the screen, it's like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm good, man. And it's like big banquets. You see the people that used to fight just hanging out together, eating dinner, you know, just hanging out, which I love. And Kengan Omega definitely grows on that a little bit. We get to see a lot of people outside of the ring and what their daily lives look like. You know, a lot of them are like real, like what's it called, sumo wrestlers and wrestlers, you know, MMA fighters. So a lot of them are like hitmen, but they all have their own values as human beings and as fighters. So it's cool seeing all these different like kinds of fighting. You know, obviously there's BJJ, there's, you know, ancient fighting techniques, there's like made up techniques like the Nico style and the Gao style, that's Omega. But there's a bunch of both old and new techniques. You know, obviously there's normal like boxing, like Sawatsit, I think is his name. I can't remember his name. He's one of the highest boxers in just the Kengan universe. So it's cool seeing a lot of these like faces people were deemed to just be, you know, amazing boxers end up in the underground and fight for their lives pretty much, and fight for like whatever they're fighting for. And I loved the main character. Obviously Tokida Oma is easily my favorite character right now. Either that or Imai Cosmo. I love him so much. But Yamashita Kazuo, I love so much. I love the lore behind him. How he went from just being a regular old man that has a shut-in son and a gangster son to a corporate, you know, giant, pretty much overseeing one of the biggest underground fighting rings in the world. I love the overall dynamic of this series. I think it's fantastic. The characters are so cool. The covers are amazing. I digress. That's pretty much it for this manga haul. I'm very excited. I think it's like almost 100 volumes. I'm gonna clickbait and say it's 100, but I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you picked up this month. I love you guys. Hopefully I'll see you sooner rather than later, because I do want to talk about some new stuff and some ongoing stuff that I am absolutely obsessed with. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, take care, love y'all.